Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Okay, so this video originally was supposed to go a little bit differently. It was supposed to be a talk-through tutorial with a little bit of informativeness. That didn't happen. There were some mishaps during filming. So what I'm going to do is I am going to throw how I got this look towards the end. A lot of it is going to be voiceover, just so I can kind of explain what I was doing, and it might be sped through. So if you do want to see that part of the video, stay tuned all the way until the end. But I thought I would do the informative part here in the beginning. I wanted to do a little bit of both, but it didn't work out that way. But it's okay, guys, because all we're trying to do is just get the message out. So whether it's getting out this way or another way, it's getting out. And I love the look that I created today. It's making me feel super empowered, which is what this is all about. So basically what happened was I had a wonderful, wonderful creator here on YouTube reach out to me. Her name is Lori, and you may know her by Pretty Psyched Beauty. She'll be linked down in the down bar below. I may also throw her up here in the cards, but she came up with this collab idea. I cannot wait to see what everyone else has done. This collaboration was done with about, give or take, 20 other content creators here in the beauty community, and I will have all of their YouTube channels and their Instagram handles listed in the down bar. Make sure you go and follow them on Instagram, subscribe to their channels, check out their content, really give them a chance. There are some wonderful human beings that I've met and I've been talking to for almost the past 2 weeks, I want to say, and I've become friends with many of them, and I think they're all lovely people, and if you enjoy my content, I know for sure that you'll enjoy theirs. So on a little bit more of a serious note, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Every day there are people that live in their own homes out of fear and in silence because of domestic violence. I'm going to read you some facts that were sent to me. Now, I don't have these facts memorized, so I'm going to be reading off of the facts that were sent to me, because I also am not very familiar with the United States, and I mean statistics. Not everyone's always aware of them, and I'm in Canada, so while I am reading statistics that are from the US, please know that just because we are talking about specifically the United States, that this issue occurs worldwide. Please don't ever forget that this is in so many different homes. It's not just in homes of United States citizens. It's in homes of Canadian citizens. It's in homes of immigrants, homes in other countries. Domestic violence is worldwide. It is not just privy to one country. So please do keep that in mind. These statistics are based out of the US, and that's because majority of the people that were in this collaboration are from the US, but also because the shelter that Lori works with is also based in the United States. Every minute, 20 people are physically abused by an intimate partner. Every year, 10 million people are abused by intimate partners. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have been physically abused by an intimate partner. Millions of children are exposed to domestic violence every year. Domestic violence affects every person within a household. Domestic violence has long-lasting negative effects on children's emotional well-being and their social and academic functioning. So as I am Canadian, I decided I would look up a few Canadian statistics as well. 25% of all violent crimes reported to police involve family violence. 70% of the victims of police-reported family violence are girls or women. Police-reported rates of intimate partner violence are highest among women 25 to 34 years of age. 25% of all police-reported violence against children and youth are committed by a family member, with girls 4 times more likely than boys to be victims of sexual assault or other sexual offenses by a family member. 65% of spouses accused of homicide had a history of family violence involving the victim. This was most often the case when the spousal victim was estranged from their partner, including those divorced and separated.
I will have the Canadian resources linked down below as well, as best as I can fit into my description bar. I do want to keep the prominent picture on Lori's resources just because that was the reason we decided to do this collab. But as November is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Canada, I thought that I would include these as well.
We can stop this and you can help. So today, as I mentioned, I am working with 20 other women, or approximately 20 other women, give or take. There were at least at some point 20 people involved in this collaboration, whether or not they were able to go through with the video or not, but they all have helped within some way or another by being a part of this. We're working together to support a domestic violence shelter located in Indiana. It is called Alternatives. So Alternatives isn't just an organization that provides shelter to those who are victims of domestic violence. It is also an organization that provides educational support that is specialized for children in order to help stop the cycle of domestic violence. They offer education for the community, for first responders, for law enforcement, for teachers. On top of that, they also offer on-site pet shelters for pets of those who are seeking help. Not only are they providing this shelter, they are trying to end the cycle of domestic violence. I mean, while these shelters exist, I don't think they really want to. It's just a place of protection. But what really needs to happen is that we need to stop domestic violence. You're probably asking at this point, how can I help? What can I do? Am I just listening to a bunch of facts? Am I really even going to be any help? Well, you can. You can all make a difference. And there's tons. And there is tons you can do. So Alternatives actually created an Amazon wish list. And I'm just looking here. So they are all items that are necessary to their services. So what you could do is, it's linked in the down bar below, but if you could go and visit their Amazon wish list, you can purchase something off of there. Now, I remember Lori was telling me that this shelter is very protective of their location. And, you know, it's kind of obvious. You don't want to, if you're at that shelter and you're a victim, you don't want someone knowing where you might be. So for that reason, the address of the shelter is obviously protected. All of the items will be retrieved by Lori, and she will be ensuring that it is received by Alternatives. So you could donate directly to the shelter by going off of the Amazon list. The types of items that may be on there are like shampoo and soap and hair conditioner, hair brushes, you know, just things that you need daily. I mean, obviously they may not be needs, but they kind of are. They're things that everyone uses every single day. So if we can, why can't others? And obviously in this time of COVID, hand soap and hand sanitizer is huge. So even if you could just go donate one bottle of hand sanitizer, that would be everything. On the other hand, if you don't want to donate anything off of the Amazon wish list, maybe because you're a little bit weary about it, or you don't want to be purchasing online and you want to go in stores and buy something and mail it somewhere, there's options. We all know that in this whole beauty community, even me, we declutter makeup all the time that's unused. If you have unused makeup sitting around that isn't expired, obviously, feel free to donate that. You can totally donate that, and that's totally okay. It can be one item, it can be a box of items. It doesn't have to be a lot. You know, there's a lot of women in these shelters too, and we as women feel empowered when we wear our makeup. And that was the whole purpose of creating this video, is we wanted to share a look that made us feel empowered and be able to share that with other women that may be in need of the same thing. So any unused products are okay. Obviously, used makeup is a no-go. The address of where you can ship your items to if you do have unused products will also be listed in the description bar below. And just with your packages and your letters or whatever you're sending, just ensure that you mark it that it's for the DV shelter. That way it's a little bit easier for Lori to figure out that that's what it's going towards. And if you do write letters, that would also be acceptable. So you can write words of encouragement. You know, you don't have to send a donation if you're not able to. If you can't make a donation, if you don't have unused makeup lying around, or if you don't have the means to purchase something off of the Amazon list, here's another idea. You can pull out a piece of paper, or you can type it and print it, write them a letter, write them some words of encouragement, because at the end of the day, it's not just money that's going to go ahead and support someone, especially a victim of domestic violence. I am a strong believer in words, and I believe words can be inspiring and they can be encouraging and empowering. So write them a letter, write them some words of encouragement, send them a card. You can go pick up a card from the dollar store, honestly. You don't even need to get a fancy one. But even just doing something small like that and mailing that off to Lori, can you imagine the person who's going to read that letter, the things that they would feel in that moment? It would be so encouraging to hear from a stranger that it's going to be okay. I'm getting emotional about this. There's some way to help for everybody. There's some way to help. So please consider that at least. I'm sure we all have pieces of paper laying around at home. You could make art, and you could send art if you like to paint. They could probably hang it in the shelter just to bring some light into their lives. There's just so many different things that you can do. It doesn't have to be something tangible. So consider that. I think that's a brilliant idea. Personally, I think that would be great to do. I would love receiving a letter from anybody at any stage of my life with just words of encouragement. I just think that would be so beautiful, and it would be something I would remember for the rest of my life and hold so dear to my heart. I think that would be a wonderful idea. If you can't donate anything that's of monetary value, just pay for the stamp. Pay for the stamp and mail off that letter. I think that would be great. So since everything is going to Lori, Lori has set up a date with the shelter where all of the donations will be delivered. So upon delivery, they're going to take photos, and Lori will be sharing those on her Instagram, I believe. And I'm sure we'll be able to reshare them at that point. So for anyone who does participate in this, by donating something, and you want to make sure that your donation got where it needed to go, or if you just want to see, you know, the appreciation of someone receiving your donations or your letters, then stay tuned for that. So we all decided to do this video to inform you guys of everything I've just told you, but also to create a look that empowers me. But basically, this is the look that I created. I will insert some close-up footage for you guys as well. A little bit that I want to explain about the look. So you can probably tell my eyeshadow, it maybe looks a little bit pink on camera. I used this palette here. It is actually the cherry on top, which is like a red palette, but for some reason on the eyes, it's pulling a little bit more pink. And now I don't know if that's because I used a white base underneath, and you know, red and white make pink. So that could very well be it. But the goal that I was going for was a red look. And my reasons for that is because I find red to be a very empowering color. Personally, I love wearing red. Red is when I just feel so empowered. I feel like I can do anything. I got married in red. I wore red to our engagement shoot. I don't know that I wore red at so many big events in my life, but I feel like every time I've worn red, I've felt the most confident and the most empowered. And so that's kind of what I wanted to go with. So I used this palette. I added in a little bit of gold because that's also something that, you know, is a part of my culture, is the whole red and gold. That was the original, like, traditional bridal look. So I know red can be a very strong color. It can be a very angry color and a very negative and passive aggressive color because it's red. But what people don't know is that not only is red thought out to be a little bit of a negative color, and red is my, you know, my color because I'm an Aries and we're the fire sign. So red is my color. But in my culture, and I know in Chinese culture, red is actually auspicious. Red means success. So I actually did a little bit of digging because I wanted to know more in depth about the spiritual meaning about the color red. And I found this website called Crystal Clear Intuition, and they've got a little bit on the spiritual meaning of the color red. So I just want to read this to you guys. It says that the spiritual representation of red is power. That is what we were going for today. Energy, vitality, dominance, action, assertion, creation, survival, and passion. When a spiritual sign appears in your life that is red, it usually represents that you are ready to take action on a new goal or a project that you have been putting off. The spiritual message is have the courage to take action and we'll take care of the rest. I thought that was beautiful. That is exactly what I feel about red. You know, I'm always drawn to red, and now I wonder if it's for that reason. And that's kind of cool because I wore red to my wedding. And I know in the past, like, brides used to wear red all the time, and now Indian brides wear like various different colors. But I didn't realize that that was the meaning behind the color, and that's maybe why they wore it. So that was kind of cool. And then obviously because red is auspicious, that was also why. So that's kind of like, that was kind of interesting, but I'm always drawn to red. I just think it's such a bold, beautiful color. Whether it's a red lip or a red eye, I feel like, I mean, I don't actually want like a red eye, but like red eyeshadow, I think it's beautiful. So red roses, you know, it's just such a prominent color that I feel like it's always empowering. And that's what I wanted to go with. All right, so if you're interested to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching.
So I went ahead and I started with my Smashbox primer water, and then I went in with my First Aid Beauty Coconut Smoothie Priming Moisturizer just to help get rid of some of the dryness on my face. Next, I'm just applying my ABH eye primer to both of my lids and my lower lids. This will help to get the color to adhere to my lids, but also to help it pop because it does have a little bit of a lighter base than my skin tone. So I find this really helps when I use bright colors. For eyeshadow, I decided to go in with the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Cherry on Top palette. The first shade that we're going in with is Wild Cherry, and I'm just buffing that out into my crease. And then I applied the shade Tart to my outer corner and my inner corner to give us that halo eye effect. And then I decided I would deepen that up a little bit more by using the shade Sprinkles. For the center of the lid, I decided to go with the beautiful metallic coral shade called Juicy. I applied that first with my finger and then with a brush. And then to ensure that the blend was perfect, I decided to go in with the metallic shade Black Cherry to blend Sprinkles and Juicy into one another. And now I'm applying my Vasanti VO2 color corrector just to kind of get rid of any of the blueness or the shadows on my face. So that's really around my under eye, around my lips, and a little bit under my cheekbone area. And then I applied a little bit of a pore filling primer to my nose and inner cheek area. For foundation, I decided to go with the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, as well as mixing in a little bit of my Maybelline Superstay. This gives me a little extra coverage, but still keeps that dewy, glowy finish that I like. And I buffed that out with my beauty blender. It's actually a fake beauty blender. It's from Amazon, but it's amazing. For concealer to brighten some areas, I used my ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I also buffed that out with my beauty blender. And for powder, I'm just using a little bit underneath my eyes, and it's the e.l.f. blotting powder. So now for underneath the lid, I decided to go back into the Wild Cherry shade, and I popped that on the lower lash line, as well as I added a little bit of Sprinkles for depth. And then I went ahead and curled my lashes. And now I'm just applying my Glamnetic Magnetic eyeliner to my lash line, and then I'm applying the lashes in the style Viral. I'm now applying some of my Blistex lip balm. And then I'm just tightlining with my Urban Decay waterline pencil. For my lower waterline, I decided to use a nude shade by Rimmel. And I'm just applying some of my CoverGirl Lash Blast to my lower lashes. And now for bronzer, we're just going to do a little bit of contouring with my bronzer. This is the ABH Saddle Bronzer. I know they say bronzers aren't meant for contouring, but I do it anyways. Rules are meant to be broken. For blush, I decided to go in with my Becca Mineral Blush in the shade Wild Honey. I love this nude blush with any kind of colorful eye look. For highlighter, I'm using the Emrazi and ABH highlighter. A friend just sent this to me and this was my first time using it and I love it. I also popped a little bit of it into my inner corner. And then because I didn't love how it popped in the inner corner, I decided to add some of this Pat McGrath gold pigment just to the inner corner and the center of the lid, and I just love how it looks. And then I'm just popping a little bit of the Emrazi highlighter onto my brow bone, and then I'm filling in my eyebrows with my Sigma brow powder and finishing off with the Milk Kush brow gel. And then I removed the excess lip balm and added my Milani Spice lip liner as well as my Propa Beauty lipstick in Finesse. And to finish off, I'm using my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Love this stuff. And now wave your hands like a crazy person to dry it off. And there you go, there's the finished look. It's a little bit blurred, but I tried my best there to get it for you guys. I hope that you like it as much as I do. If you're a content creator and you're watching this, feel free to do the look that I've just done or a look that empowers you. And you can use our hashtag that we've created, which is empowered to end DV. I will leave it right here just so you know how it's spelled out and everything. You can also consider doing this with your own community, a local shelter in your community. If you're a creator, you can find other creators. I mean, I would love to collab on something like this again. So I wouldn't mind doing a different look that makes me feel empowered. But we can do this, guys. Let's help end domestic violence and empower families. This is not something I've ever personally gone through, but I do know many people in my life that have gone through something like this. And it's not easy to watch from the outside, let alone be the person enduring it. And it's really hard sometimes for people to leave these situations. So keeping that in mind, let's try and end domestic violence together and empower families. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really do, because this was such an amazing collaboration with such amazing people for an amazing cause. I do hope that you subscribe, but it's totally okay that you don't. I would also love if you hit the thumbs up button down below, but again, it's not necessary. This video was more to get the message out than to get anything back from it. I do hope that you all enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. Maybe let me know in the comments down below what look empowers you. I want to know. I'm curious. You can just describe it. You can just tell me if it's a bold eye or a bold lip or whatever it may be. And I hope you guys take care, stay well, and I hope that if you were someone going through something like this, know that there's help out there and we're here for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.